Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, when I start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere Akwath. And Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this southwest Kansas wildfire that prompted evacuations, school closures, and road closures. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It said wildfires burning in southwest Kansas prompted evacuation orders, a highway closure, and responses from agencies and task forces from across the state, including Sedgwick County. As efforts to gain the upper hand on fires in Clark and Meade counties continue Friday morning, there's a piece of good news as the evacuation order for the city of Meade has been lifted. Overnight, residents were told to evacuate due to a fire burning south of town as firefighters battled to gain control of the wildfire. Meade Public Schools will not be in session on Friday. Around 1 a.m. Friday, the NWS said the fire in Meade County was approaching the southern portion of the city of Meade. Late Thursday, KDOT closed K through 23 because of the fire from US 54 to the Oklahoma state line. Kansas wildfire and parks also announced Meade State Park had been evacuated late Thursday afternoon. The Inglewood Fire Department shared a video from Clark County that shows what firefighters were facing late Thursday night, with thick smoke billowing from scorched ground and flames still spreading. So as of about 7 a.m. Friday, Clark County Emergency Management said 3 fires are burning in the western part of the county, but there haven't been any evacuation orders as there are no threats to any communities at this time. There are also no reports of structural damage. Clark County Emergency Manager Millie Fudge said many departments were in Clark County throughout the night and further assistance from the state is expected Friday. Helping the cause is that the winds are calm as of Friday morning. In Stevens County, emergency services reported late Thursday night that crews were mopping up and hitting hot spots to prevent a fire southwest of Hugoton from spreading further. In that 10 p.m. update, the county reported that the fire was pretty much contained. Morton County first responders were also busy through the night, prompting KDOT to close a stretch of K51 near Rolla. As of about 8 a.m. Friday morning, emergency management in Morton County indicated that crews managed to gain the upper hand. The statewide map of Kansas highways shows that the impacted stretch of highway in Morton County is back open. Yeah, so just like through the Spirit I've been saying, the fires were going to start becoming more frequent. And that's exactly what's happening. The brush fires, the wildfires, they've already started. 2 Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, and we are without a doubt living in the last days. You got the brush fires, you got the wildfires, you got homes burning down, churches burning down, different stores burning down. You got shootings and stabbings increasing. Earthquakes increasing, storms and tempests increasing. You got this whole hantavirus that apparently is floating around. It's just, you just got so many things going on in this world. That's how you know that we're in the last days, because all these things are happening at the same time. I have the definition of perilous here. It says perilous is an adjective that means full of danger or risk. It describes something that involves exposure to harm, injury or loss. And with these fires, people can be injured, they can be harmed, and they can experience loss, whether it's, their home being destroyed, or their land being destroyed, or somebody being killed. And we are in those times. Right here it's perilous definition and meaning. It says dangerous, hazardous, precautious, perilous, risky, mean bringing or involving the chance of loss or injury. And that's why, people are told to evacuate, to try to avoid people getting injured or killed. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And what do you think these brush fires and these wildfires are? They're flames of devouring fire. They cause destruction. They destroy land, they destroy cars, they destroy trees, they could wound and kill people, destroy people's homes. Like, it's not a joke when the Lord unleashes these fires. And best believe there's going to be a lot more fires as the weather gets warmer. Luke 12:49, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I, if it be already kindled? And that's right, the Lord, when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's coming to send fire. The fire that's going to come from those chariots, and ultimately that nuclear fire that's going to be used to erase America off the face of the earth. But before that happens, there's already going to be fires burning. Wildfires, brush fires, all different kinds of fires are already going to be burning when the Lord does return. These last days that we're living in, they are not going to be pleasant. They're going to be full of danger and risk and hazard and many great miseries and suffering and heaviness. And a lot of people are going to be left mourning and weeping and suffering. And the men of the Lord, starting of course with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, are daily warning people of these times. But nobody wants to listen, outside of the hopeful elect anyway. Everybody else wants to play around and, not take this seriously and not heed the warnings. And it's those people who, when the Lord does fully open the floodgates of judgment upon these people are these wicked, simple, degenerate people. They're going to be the ones crying to the Lord to save them. But the Lord is going to ignore them. He's going to let them suffer, and he's going to let them die. And he's going to laugh at their calamity, because now is the time to take this seriously. Now is the time to stop BSing around and get right with the Lord. But a lot of people, they're not going to do that. A lot of people, they don't believe that the Lord exists, or they believe that the Lord, doesn't care what you do. A lot of people have this, you only live once, so, you might as well do whatever you want type spirit on them. Like, just a bunch of wicked, degenerate ass people. And the Lord is going to wipe out all of them. And they deserve it. Because all this wickedness that they're doing is provoking the Lord unto wrath. It's just like when you were younger and you kept doing stuff that your parents told you not to do. They kept warning you and telling you, hey, if you keep doing that, eventually you're gonna get beat, and then you just kept testing the waters, and eventually they whoop you behind, and that's basically what the Lord is gonna do. These people, they keep pushing the Lord and pushing him because they don't think he's really going to do anything. But every day, those of us of the hopeful elect, those of us who have been blessed with eyes to see, we see the Lord punishing wicked people every day. People get shot to death. People get stabbed to death. People die in hit and runs. People die in car crashes. People die in fires. People die from suicide. People die every day. And that's the Lord punishing them. So we know that the Lord is not messing around. We know that he's not, we know that the Lord is not soft. We know that if he says he's going to punish you, then best believe he will do it. It may not happen right then and there, but he will get to you eventually. This is why it is paramount that you fear the Lord. Because if you don't fear the Lord, you're going to be out here acting wicked, and the Lord, he's gonna put you to death. Plain and simple. The Lord does not love everybody. The Lord is not turning a blind eye to people's wickedness. The Lord is not soft. And all of these wicked people, they're about to find that out. And it's going to be in some of the harshest ways possible. But they deserve it. That's going to be them reaping what they've sown. For provoking the Lord unto wrath every day with their continual wickedness. And some of those deaths will come in the form of fire. People getting consumed by the Lord's flame of devouring fire. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, the Wadi Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.